Nominal GDP is usually greater than real GDP. Real GDP is adjusted for inflation, which causes a decrease in GDP. Nominal GDP is the total value of final goods and services using that year's prices. Real GDP is the total value of final goods and services using the base year's prices. In this situation, the real GDP for year 1 is 1,400, while the real GDP for year 2 is 2,000. Year 2 takes into account the prices in year 1. The nominal GDP for year 1 is 1,400, while the nominal GDP for year 2 is 2,700. Year 2 is based on year 2's prices.
This is a household. These are businesses that sell their goods and services.
A household is a person or group of people who share income. A firm is an organization that produces goods and services for sale.
This is the government. A household's income comes from businesses that pay them for their labor. Some families get their money from government welfare. Businesses get their money from households by selling goods and services. Governments get their money from households and businesses from their taxes. In return, the government provides both households and businesses with service.
In this circular flow diagram, markets for goods and services import from other countries while those countries export their goods. Households receive government transfers, payments that the government makes to individuals without anything in return. After households pay taxes and receive government transfers, their income is called disposable income. Markets for goods and services do not receive all household income because households can choose to set aside part of their income for private savings. These private savings can go into financial markets where individuals, banks, and other institutions buy and sell stock and bonds or make loans.
Gross domestic product is the total value of all final goods and services produced during a given period. There are 3 ways to calculate GDP. 1. Survey firms and add up the total value of their production of final goods and services. GDP does not include the value of intermediate goods.
Intermediate goods and services are goods and services used in the eventual production of a final good or finished product. These goods are sold by industries to one another for the purpose of resale or producing other goods.
2. Add up aggregate spending on domestically produced final goods and services in the economy. And 3. Sum the total factor income earned by households from firms in the economy. So what is included in GDP? SIGNIX, which is consumer spending, investment spending, government purchases of goods and services, and net exports. Here is Jonathan. He is in charge of GDP. He controls what goes into the GDP box and what does not. The GDP box is similar to a poll box used to vote. Right now, Jonathan is only accepting things that increase GDP. Here is Bob. He represents investment. Can I put my poll card into the box, he asks. Yes, you may, says Jonathan. This is Sarah. She wants to put consumer spending into the box, and of course Jonathan accepts it. Now here is Sam. He wants to put his fall in purchasing power poll card into the box and is rejected. GDP will decrease if there is a rise in interest rates or rise in imports or fall in purchasing power.